still. There's only this. There's only this. This is everything. So it doesn't matter what it is, it's everything. And it's an appearance. So this, you could say a hand or a sound or a body, a street, is an appearance of energy. And it's the whole thing, what's going on, is not happening to you. There is no you. There is no me. There is no one. There's no someone inside. You could say what we normally think, everything is in a distance. There's inside, there's outside, there's before, there's after. So normally when there's me, there's living in time and space or distance. We can abstract 3D, you call it. And that's how the brain is working. But that what's happening is this. It's very singular. It's hand. And that's it. There's no distance, there's no space. Only in the story there can be seeing because the brain can abstract that there's here and over there. But in the same time, they're saying no, there's no distance. There's only that what is happening and it's singular. It's strange because we're so used to that. There's time, there's something yesterday, there's maybe something going on in a few days. We can think about that and understand what is going on about that. But in the same time, it's a dream. There's thinking about tomorrow, and after a few days, I'm traveling. There's only this. There can be thoughts like that. And there's sitting. That's everything. And when there's no one, there's no center. There's no center. There's just that what is happening, apparently. When there's no center, when there's no one, there's also no story. The story of me is is about time and distance and trying to deal with what's going on, having a free will and choice about that. It's a it's a construct, you could say. It's a huge embodied belief that there's someone that I have a life and I can choose to make my life work. And here there's a saying like, no, there's no one. And that idea that you can make your life work or that it's your life and that there's an ability to choose and all that, it's an illusion. There's no one, and when there's thoughts, they don't have any power. They're only thoughts. That's it. Everything is what it is. It's thoughts. Nothing has power or is important or has meaning. That all that is part of the dream, the part of me looking into life and making something of it, giving a meaning, making it important because it feels like it's all happening to me. And there's a huge drive to feel good and not feel pain or uncomfortable. So there's trying to make yourself feel better. And there are all kinds of ways and manipulations and behavings and things trying to feel good about yourself. It's an endless list of trying and doing and all therapy and all that. And then there's hearing this, you could say, message, this talking, and saying, no, there's no one. There's already no one. And there's no one who lives her or his life. It's what already is happening. So that whole idea about trying to deal with it and trying to make things happen and work on yourself, it can happen. Those thoughts and ideas can happen, but it doesn't change anything. The change is happening by itself. There can be change in that way when there's time in the story. There can be a change, but change doesn't have any meaning. We think this is better than that. Now I'm feeling more comfortable and I don't have that anymore. It's confirming that there's someone having a life and there's something before, and now it's going better. It's a construct, it's an illusion. There is no one. So there's only this, and that's a hand maybe, or that face, or maybe that behavior. And that's it. There's nothing before, there's nothing after, and there's nothing important or meaningful in that. It's what it is. That's already it. When there's me, there seems to be a feeling of loss and missing and all that. So there's always feeling like this is not yet it, and what can I do to feel good or to do something about what's going on? So there's always trying to go somewhere else. It can't be this. Yes, it's this. And that's what this is saying. And that's saying also there's no hope. Of course there's no hope, because that what is happening is already it. There's nothing right or wrong with it. It's not about nice or awful or all that. It's what it is. And the funny and strange thing, what happens when suddenly that drive to make it different and to wanting to change, that suddenly isn't there. It's suddenly like, oh yeah, of course, it's what it is. But not saying that in a way like what some people do, but it's really like, oh, it's about something else, and it can be so, how can you say that? So wondering that suddenly, that when there's no one and it's suddenly it's what it is, it's so coming in that. What we normally think, because there's a looking at it and looking at yourself and being busy with trying to change and all that. So there's when they're saying it's just sitting, yeah, then they're saying like, yeah, sitting. What is sitting? Yeah, that's happening all day. Yeah, that's boring. But suddenly that drive to make it different and to not feel that there's a need to change or all that. When that me is suddenly not there, it's suddenly like, oh, it is sitting. Sitting is just what is happening, and that's what I was looking for. It's amazing. It's you can't even say how it is, because that's impossible. But it suddenly can be sitting. It's like the whole world. And that's what we're talking about. This is not something you can describe. You can't describe how it is, but there can be a talking about concepts and beliefs who are not real, you could say that. There's so many beliefs, there's so many concepts. You don't even know how many there are. And there can be, and maybe it's even not noticed, there can be sometimes in meetings like this, there can be a loss of those concepts, or they are not that strong anymore, because it's suddenly like, huh? How could I see that in that way, or something like that? It doesn't need to. Sometimes it's making it even stronger. But it's not, it's energetic, has nothing to do with you. It's energy going in a certain way. And it's not you, or thinking like, oh, maybe this body is going and there's not someone in it. Even the body is not a whole body all day. It's chaos. It's parts of, then there's hand, and it's exactly what is seen, what is heard, what is felt. And it's the mind and or the brain, you could say, is so quick to fill in the gaps and making it into the whole construct, that like the whole body is there and there's a story and all that. So it's making it into something real and solid and alive, going in a certain way. It's very, very simple and tiny and ordinary, but it's completely out of the story. There's nothing going on in the story. They can be living in the story, but when everything is lost, the story is just a story without meaning. That's the freedom. The story still goes on, but there's no meaning or importance in it at all. And doesn't mean it's nice or it's all day wonderful. it's what it is. So there can be pain or feeling or having the flu or anything can happen. It's the normal life. It's normal going in that way. But what's lost is that whole construct, looking at yourself, being busy, trying to make it happen and trying to feel better and all that. There's no escape from anything. That me, you could say, is an escape mechanism and trying to feel good and help to make your life better. There's no need for that. That's that's the stunning thing about this. There's no need for any change because that what is happening is already this, what we are looking for. It's that. It's already that. And it's that. And it doesn't matter what it is. If it's a wall or a feeling or a glass of water, it's that already. That's life. That's full on aliveness. And there are no conditions. Normally in life, there are a lot of conditions how to deal with this and how to behave, and this should be not different. Shouldn't watch all day television or all that kind of things. There are no conditions. It's everything. So can be watching all day television or anything what's going on. It's that already. Sitting, the wall. It's not somewhere else. There is no somewhere else. That's a construct in the brain. There is only this, what already is going. You can't escape. It's that already. It's that feeling, a sound, words, sitting, the wall. It's that already. So there's nowhere to go. It's this hand. Exactly that. It, and that's the perfection. That's the completeness. Not like we think like perfect is in a certain way, like in paperwork and seeing like a perfect body in that way. No, it's exactly how that body is looking or that face or it's that what is happening. And when there's me, there's always something going on. This is right, this is wrong, this is better, this is worse. Da, 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 da. It's a construct. It's a complete illusion about having a life and trying to make my life or the world better, a better place, something like that. There is no better or worse. There is what is apparently happening. It's not even real. So there can be anything, and it can feel like really when they're saying it's not even real, it's an appearance. It doesn't mean that it's not, for example, felt. The pain can really be pain. It's painful on. At the same time, it isn't there. You can't even describe how that is. Doesn't mean it's less pain because of that. No, maybe it's even more, but it's full on and there's nothing trying to change it. It's not coming. So that's what is happening. It's already what is happening. So we can talk about that. There can be any questions. Maybe there's trying to want more explanations. They don't go anywhere, but it doesn't matter. When there's trying to work it out and there are questions about that, then there are questions about that. There can be any questions. It doesn't matter. Maybe it's in the story. It can also happen like that. And we'll see what happens. I don't know. We'll see what answers are coming and we'll see. So if you want to say something or you can unmute yourself or you can maybe write something or say nothing or just, we'll see.
Hi, Rose.
Hi.
So when you talk about the pain or discomfort in the body, or even some like the emotion, whatever kind of emotions
Mm,
felt. So if there's no individual, what felt feel it? What feel it?
There's nothing feeling. It's what is happening. So there's that feeling, and we assume because we think like I'm here and I
Mm,
am feeling that emotion. That's normally the way we
mm,
act, we think. But
mm.
that feeling is there. So there's no one feeling it. It's how can you say that? That feeling is there. It's not even can say it's felt. It's that feeling full on. And what we normally do is it's like that. It's already like that. But on top of that, it's like, oh, I'm feeling so sad. No, there's
Mm.
sadness. That's already like that. But it's so quick taking ownership and feeling it like it's mine. It isn't.
But the, hmm So if there's a like a for example pain or discomfort in the body and the body doesn't want to move
Mm,
or for example here I sometimes feel really tired. It's really tired, dragging, doesn't
mm,
want to move
mm,
and yeah, that doesn't feel good.
mm.
But you said that there's no one feeling it.
There's
It just what
tiredness. There can be
this tiredness.
tiredness. And on top of that, what that me construct is doing, oh, that doesn't feel good. That it's making it in a way wrong. That's what we normally do, that because we want to
Mm,
feel energetic and
mm,
all that.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
there, we can want what we want, but life is the boss. You could say that. So there's that. When there's tiredness, it's energetic. So it's when there's tiredness, then there's
Mm,
tiredness. When there's normally what's going on is like, oh my God, what's going on and why is this and all that. So that's making
mm,
it into something real and trying to deal with it and all that. When that's
mm,
lost, there's tiredness. There's nothing trying to change it. It's completely different because there's tiredness. There's nothing wrong with tiredness. It's full on. It's like hanging on the couch or like that. Well,
mm,
what's wrong with that? There's that feeling. That's alive
mm, mm,
in a tired in a tired way. Yeah,
mm,
can happen. Because we think we have a life, and in our life we can do a lot of things and all that, the story. You don't have a life. That life is tiredness. That's everything. There's nothing more than that. Tiredness, or maybe, and then it's not all day, it's tiredness, and then maybe the wall, and then it changes.
mm. Yeah, that's right. It changes.
And it
It's just
changes
like
by itself. Sorry, yeah, like emotion.
um,
Yeah.
yeah, I observe the emotion sometimes, like uh, for no reason sometimes can be feel sad
Mm,
or,
yeah. Yeah.
and after a while you feel happy again. And
Yeah.
I just observing that I realize that is just the emotion, like just energy
Mm,
could be different
yeah.
frequency to
Yeah.
make you feel sad or happy or
Mm,
whatever.
mm,
It changes.
yeah.
But come to the physical body, it really feels lifeless. You know what I mean? When you feel tired, dragging, and dizzy, it really feels lifeless.
Yeah,
It,
but
it,
we have an
it's,
idea about what's aliveness. Aliveness is like, wow, and that's normally what's being seen like that. Aliveness is everything, so it's also tiredness, and it has nothing to do with a lot of energy. That's what can be the misunderstanding about that word, maybe. Aliveness is
mm,
also not moving. It's
oh,
also a stone like that.
mm,
Yeah.
mm,
And it's not even in the body. That's also strange to hear because we assume that everything, we are the center and the body is around and everything. What there's a feeling, you feel it in the body and the borders are like this, is the
mm,
border, because we see it like that. There are no borders, so it's not even happening in the body. It's like somewhere. So it's not yours. It's somewhere. It's that sensation or feeling. It doesn't have meaning. And we're so into meaning and in my life, and so I can do anything, and I wanted to do a lot of things, and I'm feeling so tired and all that story. It's a story. We're so living in a story about how to live my life. And when that story is lost, then there's suddenly like, oh, it's not about anything. Life is go anywhere. It's just what is. And it doesn't matter what is going on and what is happening. It's not about success or failure and all that ideas. It's what it is. Tiredness can be. So it doesn't matter because that's alive too. Alive in a tiredness, aliveness. It's aliveness is not energetic of like energy, lot of energy. It's this is whoa, like that. Yeah, can happen.
Can
It
you talk a
changes. Mm.
okay? Can you talk a little bit more about the center? Because I remember I heard I watched your video on YouTube. A gentleman he's asking about the center, and I felt like there's something in that conversation. So, but I don't understand. So I listened again, 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 but I just couldn't get it. I want to get something from there. I know there's something in there. If I
Hmm.
can understand, maybe,
Ah.
but
Okay.
I don't.
Yeah, I know. Well, I only can say there's no center. There never has been a center. It's a construct in the brain that we assume that can abstract and can feel like, oh, there's an inside. This body is real. It's an inside the body. There's someone, and that has a free will and choice. It's a whole construct that how that can happen. It's like a brain who can and understand and imagine that. And then it's suddenly getting more and more real that we feel like, oh, this is so confirmed that this is my body and this is real and you can take care of it and behave in a certain way and all that. So in the years in the story, there's that belief is so embodied. Well, and then there's here, no, there's no one, but when there's no one, there's also no center, of course. There's the body is even not real, so there's no center. There are no borders. That's the freedom. It's what it is. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. And it doesn't go anywhere. It's so free. It's so free. It's just that plus of water, wall, feeling. Not in that way, but in a certain way. So that's the freedom. It doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't mean anything. It's alive. Wow, in all kind of ways. In it's what's seen or this in the like the wall. It's like you could say like seeing or but it's different and it's sound and it's all that. So it's amazing. But what we do, and that's the separation, when then suddenly that brain can abstract, there's suddenly like, oh, there's two. And then suddenly that seeing everything is real and solid. And that's so frightening because then suddenly we have to make our life work, or there's me and my mother, and oh, what's going on here? So there's a lot of traumatic, you could say. So there's a drive to make it right or feel good and all that. So that's so embodied, and that's going on in the story like that. And and then in the same time, hearing that whole construct, what seems so important, and that's my life. So I have to control because then it's going better, and it's really important, and all that. And then suddenly they're hearing, yeah, you don't exist. Like, come on. That all that energy put in that whole story about how to survive and how to do and being busy in a good way and all that. It's completely out of the window. Come on, that's threatening. There's a longing
Mm,
for that freedom, but
mm,
I don't want to
mm.
let go.
Yeah,
Something
yeah,
both of
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. I feel like before. non-duality. It's almost like another knowledge. Um, like it feels like a yes, this is the truth about life, and I know it.
Yeah.
And now there's a feeling like a what can it do for me?
Mm.
it cannot I cannot
Yeah.
get any benefit from it. What I'm
Yeah.
doing here. There's
Ah.
a voice
Mhm.
start
Mhm.
doubting.
Yeah.
Like a
Yeah.
ah, seeing
Yeah.
all other people's, going out for parties, they having fun, catching
Mm.
up with friends, going on holiday, blah blah blah. And I was like, what am I doing here? What am I
Ah.
doing here? What can I get from this?
Yeah. Yeah.
But on the other hand, I couldn't go back to, just like Jim said, once you know the Santa Claus is not true, you can
Yeah.
hardly believe it again.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
feel like
Yeah.
I couldn't go back to the normal people's life to enjoy what they enjoy
Yeah.
because I know it's, yeah, but on the other hand,
Mhm. Yeah, that it feels like a prison because then suddenly it's like, oh, there's talking about that freedom and there's a recognition about that
yeah,
longing and all that. And then it can be that that prison, like, yeah, but how about this? What's going on? And I feel trapped, maybe, or not like, energy, maybe, all that. So there's still that me going on, like looking at
mm,
yourself and trying to feel better.
mm,
And you can't say, "Oh, I won't do that anymore," because that's also not
no,
it's just a
no,
concept, it's not working.
yeah,
So it's
yeah,
so energy, and that can be the frustration also. Like we used to do you can do something about whatever is happening.
yeah,
And
yeah,
this
yeah, 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 yeah,
and then you feel like, "Oh my God, it's helpless.
mm,
I'm there's no
helpless,
power. It's helpless." And
mm,
God,
mm,
that doesn't feel nice. But also
no,
that is what is happening. But so
mm,
there's coming into something like, oh, it's really everything. And there's can be when this is more obvious, and then it can be an understanding, and that's nice. Like everything is love and everyone love, blah blah blah. But then there's suddenly it's that embodied feeling like, there's something that isn't going away. So, and that subtly that it's more it's getting more subtle. It's like there's that that escaping from any feeling what isn't feeling nice can be much more subtle and just be so strong, because all feelings like that, that's it too, but that what we
mm,
not want. So that can be so strong, and it's not even
mm,
noticed sometimes. It's so quick, like it doesn't feel good. It's just the normal way of speaking. And then you hear like, oh, but it's not about good or not good. It's what it is. Huh. And that all
mm,
that is going, and it's so embodied. So there can be an understanding of it, but that's superficial. It's more like, and it's yeah, the concepts of feeling good and all that, they can be so strong in all kind of ways. It's not about feeling good. It's about what is happening. But you
mm,
can understand that, but it's so embodied, that wanting to
mm,
feel good.
mm, yeah.
There's
I
nothing
was,
wrong
I,
with that, of course, but it's
yeah,
strong.
yeah. I feel like if, although like when people in the dream,
Mm,
it's seemingly it is illusion. Now I know it is illusion. But it's seemingly they have some sort of a control.
mm,
Seemingly,
mm,
although it is not true.
yeah.
In this situation, it really just, yeah, on one hand is a freedom, like you said, it's so free,
Mm,
but it's lost control kind of free.
yeah.
Is it? Yeah.
No control, no
No.
power, no being able to change. And
Mm.
that when there's it feels like there's then that focus on, yeah, it's freedom and it's all that, but I can't change anything. It's like, and that makes it into, I want to change or I can't change and all that. Even that is an illusion. So it's not about,
Mm.
oh, I can't change. It's
Mm.
not even that. It's just
Mm.
what's happening. And we are so
Mm.
so busy with looking at ourselves, what's going on. Oh, it's feeling that, oh no, but I can't change it. Oh, then what can I do? And all that. That whole construct, that's me. That being busy with what's going on. I can't change. How can
Mm.
I do that? No, 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 that. But it can be so strong. But
Mm.
sometimes what happens is that being busy with what's going on, it can't be not believed anymore that strongly, or it's like a lot of and they're like, my god, it's going on all day, my god, I can't listen anymore. There's something changing in that way. You could say that it's not that solid anymore, because that's so embodied, that idea that looking at yourself, that's the control mechanism, like looking at yourself and busy with how can I deal with whatever. There's n and that's what's lost, is that, you could say. For the rest,
Mm.
everything is the same, but that whole
So the
mechanism.
feeling, so the feeling of lost control is also illusion.
Yeah, because
Mm.
there's nothing busy with that. It's when
Mm.
there's during the day, it's not like, "Oh, there is no control." No, it's not even arising, because
Mm.
it's it's not, it was a belief that there is control, and when that belief isn't there, so there's nothing. It's just what's going on.
Mm.
It's
Thank
so
you.
simple, but we are
Mm.
so used to deal with everything
Mm. Mm.
or understand or
Yeah.
make it into words.
Yeah.
Sometimes you
Yeah.
don't even know what. I don't know what's happening all the time. When there's a feeling, I don't know what it is always.
Mm.
So what? So what? Doesn't matter. I don't know how long it will take. No.
Mm. Thank you.
And also, like having the flu, like things like that. It can be like, and then after 10 days, or maybe, I don't know, it's just a
Mm.
story. But after 10 days, I'm waking up and I see like, God, it's still not finished. That can happen too. It's not like, oh, it's just what's happening. There can be all those thoughts too. And then that's
Mm.
gone. But yeah,
Oh,
it's
it's
everything.
just a thought come
Yeah, that thought come
gone.
like, "Oh God," and then it's gone, and then just going, and then yeah, any thoughts can come too.
Oh yeah, sometimes I feel like that too. Like a
Mm.
thought comes and
Yeah,
comes and goes.
yeah, yeah, that's just yeah,
Mm. Thank you.
yeah, thank you. Mm. There has never been control, somebody says, yeah. That's somebody. Dear Rose, good to see you again. It may seem that more and more people on social media share the same message that we hear here. Oh God, yeah. And it sounds like the same message that originates from old esoteric text from so called enlightened masters. Is there an awakening underway globally, universally? I really don't know. But what I hear a lot of people talking about this, and there can be a really understanding about what's going on and talking maybe in the same way. But this is energetic, so it's not about understanding of being clear. And I hear a lot of people talking, some, not a lot. I'm not so busy with all those people, but sometimes I'm watching videos of people. And it's like maybe there's an understanding of what's going on, but this is something else. It has nothing to do with understanding or clarity. So what can happen, and what seems to happen also with some people, It's that there's a clarity, and then people start talking when that clarity is there, and start talking and spreading the message and having people around and all that. And then suddenly, because there's still something going on, like someone who has that clarity, and then suddenly there's a change and there's coming something else into it. And then it's in the end, it's coming back to yourself. And when there's me going on, there's like it's going and then it's coming back to me, and being the one who's has the knowledge, who has the clarity, and there are people listening, and there can be subtly changes in the way the speaking is happening, I noticed. And so yeah, there are a lot of people having a clarity, because that what we just talked about, there can be a clarity about this and really feeling this is really about this is it. But it's not only a clarity. That's very superficial. This is so, this belief, and that it's so embodied. And that can be really clear, this is it, and there's nothing else, and everything is in appearance and all that. And suddenly there's your wife is leaving, or something like that. I just saying. And then suddenly there's something else, like, what the fuck is, sorry. Then it's just that. So there's something else going on, and it's not seen, that it's not about all like it's everything is okay. No, it's not okay. It's not about everything is okay. So there can be jumping in those thoughts about that. And there's an escape mechanism in another way, like being clear. So there are all kinds of way of speaking. I can't say some people are really, there's energetically, everything is lost. But a lot of times I see that there's a clarity, but not everything is lost. So you have to look for yourself. And another one. Many people, especially French non-duality speakers, invite to enjoy just to be. Oh my God, yeah, that's what I meant. A sort of beingness which is beyond experience. They even explain that asking try not to be to demonstrate that it's impossible not to be. But if the body dies, this sentence could not be valuable anymore, even if we are not the body. How does it sound to you? That's what I meant. It's not invite just to be. That's how can you invite people just to be? There is no one. There is no one. There's no control. There's no whatever. There's only be. There's only what is happening. So you cannot invite people to something. And then there can be all that, like when I'm a listener to that person, and I was like, oh, I try to be whatever that is, and then it's like, is this be or no? Now I'm not in the being. Oh God, how can I do that? And it's the same story again, because I'm not in being, but now I'm meing again and all that. So it's the story of doing it okay and doing not okay, or right and wrong. It's the same story again. You can't invite people to something because there's no one. And the great thing of this message is that there's it doesn't go anywhere. It's already this. So there's not seeing anyone means it's complete as it is. There's nothing wrong or right with anything. So you can't invite people to something, or saying, yeah, these are the nobodies, and this is the me's going on. That makes it into in a subtle way something is better than something else. It's so subtle, can be so subtle. There's no one, so it's already complete. That, in a way, it's awful, this message, because we want something to do. So all those people who, in a very subtle way, invite some people to do, like to be or something else, that's what we want. We want to do something to make that no me happening, or that life happening, or all that, because that's the longing to that we can do something about it. And they're coming to this message, and it's helpless. It's awful because that feeling like helplessness and frustration, you can't get rid of that. That's what you want. And you in this meetings, there's no one helping or no one inviting or no one doing, or it's saying no, that's what's happening. There can be frustration. Yeah, there can be frustration. Point. That's it. So there's nowhere to go. It's an awful message for most people because everybody wants something else. And here they're saying, no, there is not something else. This is exactly what you're looking for. Huh? So there are not many people talking like this. It's not really, it will never be really popular. Yeah. Well, so what? Hmm. And I'm saying a sort of beingness which is beyond of experience. It's already complicated. I don't know. What if somebody would say to me, try to be, and it doesn't, I don't mean it's like how you say it, but it's a sort of beingness which is beyond experience. But how could I do that? So there's a trying to do that and being busy with it and looking for help in that. And oh my God, it sounds so complicated. And it's already that sitting or that feeling like tension is already it. It's so simple. Mm. There's nothing in it for you or for me also. Yeah. No, a heart. Yeah. There's also what I was doing before. I was having big groups and therapy, and I was really busy with people, and everybody liked what I did, and big groups. And when I had a meeting, then after that, I was full of energy and really going and all that. And then everything was lost. And after it took a long time, but I think 4 years after that, I was giving small meetings and all that. And I was giving those meetings, and after those meetings, there was no difference. I didn't have much more energy. There was nothing. That's also with these meetings. The meeting is it's finished, and there's going outside and maybe lunch, and there's nothing changed. There's no much more, and it's just for it's completely forgotten that there was a meeting. It's just there's no difference. Doing a meeting like this, doing a meeting. It's already a strange way. Or having lunch. What is the difference? There's no difference. Yeah.
But Rose,
Yeah.
there were. Yeah. So it looks like it's a difference when I'm drinking coffee or when I'm drinking no coffee.
Oh, in that way, there's difference. Yeah, but that doesn't have any meaning. Yeah.
No,
Okay, in
yeah,
that way.
yeah,
Okay, yeah, you're
yeah,
right. Yeah, in
yeah,
that way.
exactly. Yes,
Mm,
yes.
yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. There was somebody calling me like from everybody knows, from the mobile phones and all that. And then I said, I'm not interested. And then he said, yeah, but I have an offer to make. And I said, no, I'm not interested. And then he said, and then he said, like, yeah, but if you look at my offer, you will be much cheaper. And I said, no, I don't want to explain anything. I am not interested. And they said, yeah, but why don't you want to have a cheaper offer to your and I was like, no, I'm not interested. And he couldn't believe that I wasn't interested in that. So that was funny. That it's not about cheaper or better or all that. And that's so amazing because everyone is about cheaper is better. This is better. This is that food is better. This is all everything is about this is better for you or worse or all that. And when people say I'm not interested and there's nothing going on about you can't even understand how can you not be interested in feeling better? No, I'm not interested. Of course, it's nice to have an energy, and no, it's not even that. No, it's not even that. There's a difference, but there can be a preference, but not really. There's nothing going on. When there's feeling no energy, then that's what's going on. There's nothing going on like, oh my God, and no. It's strange because we're so used to have that energy trying to feel better or trying to have a good deal or all that. Yeah. It's like little children. They feel like this, they do like that, without noticing, without being busy with what's going on. It's that. It's that.
Yeah, sometimes feel like humans are funny. You just keep looking for a better
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
It's so exhausted.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
And that's strange because that's that paradox in this kind of meetings because you come in, of course, most people come in with trying to get something. It's something you
I
feel
know the
better,
sense.
of course, yeah. And then
Yeah.
they're saying, no, you don't get anything. And it's
Mm,
like, oh my God. And in a subtle way, there's something in that what you can't
yeah.
understand. How can I be pleased with that? Because there's getting nothing. And in a way, there's something in it. And that and then there's suddenly there can be that it's not understanding, but that sense of it's not about feeling better or worse. It's what it is.
Mm,
But you can't say because that's the new way. It's what it is and
mm-mm,
all that. That's empty. But this is like, oh, it
mm,
really
yeah.
is that. And then there's something, oh, it's full. It's full. Or if it can be like a feeling of tiredness or anything, but it's full, alive, and it's empty, of course, but it's also full. And it's that. And it has nothing to do with better or worse. Oh, yeah, of course. Well, that's so the normal way. It seems like, what can I get from it?
Mm,
Yeah, nothing.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. And then there's people making it into a capital nothing. Yeah, you get nothing from it, and it's getting something else again.
Yeah.
Oh God,
They
it's so
make it as
subtle.
something out of
Yeah,
nothing.
yeah,
Yeah, I
it's
know.
so subtle, and you can hear it in
Yeah,
some
yeah,
people's voice. Yeah,
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 yeah.
mm,
And it's like a pattern, automatic,
yeah,
make it into something.
yeah. That's
Mm,
so strong. Yeah.
can
And
be.
then that whole pattern or that way of thinking is meeting
Mm,
nothing. And it's like, oh, Now
Mm,
we're oh, and it can
Mm.
be, yeah, it's so different how it's going. There can be 1,000 times hearing this and there's nothing,
mm,
and then suddenly, oh God, yeah,
mm.
that's energetic. Yeah. Mm.
Rose.
Yeah.
A friend is yeah, how to say this? I feel completely
You
quiet.
don't know. You don't
Yeah.
know what to say.
It's more like he's doing energy work
Hmm.
from distance, from home.
Ah,
But then I'm thinking, then you're thinking there is someone who's,
of course.
yeah,
Of course, because you are sending energy and somebody is receiving it.
yeah,
It's the same story.
yeah,
There's nothing wrong with that, but it's the story of me and wanting to help people
yeah,
because there's something not right yet. It's the same story again.
yeah, it's the same.
Yeah,
But
of course.
I really don't understand him because he is also um into this
Uh,
non-duality.
there's so many people into
Um,
non-duality who doing everything with it. Non-duality therapy already. This books about how to reach know me, or it's complete, there's it's a new wave of all the non-duality. Even the Course of Miracle calls himself non-duality. It's like, how can you say that? It's just amazing how many people using that non-duality because it's very popular,
yeah.
and then they're making all kinds of things of it and saying, so like, yeah, it's what it is, and oh yeah, whatever.
Hmm.
It's completely
I
something
really
else.
thought
Hmm.
he was living his freedom,
Hmm.
but
Yeah.
I was really surprised. Last week he was saying, or I don't know when, but he was
Mm.
saying it's about I am, it's about consciousness, and I was really huh? I was
Uh,
really surprised that he was saying that. I didn't expect
yeah.
that at all. Yeah,
There can be what can happen a lot of times is that there's a clarity and an understanding of this message, you could say. And there's an understanding, but there's someone who has that understanding, but it doesn't feel like that because it's so clear and so obvious and all that. And that when they're starting to do something with it or maybe talking about it, then there's suddenly that me that is still there, that, but it's not noticed maybe in that moment, but after a while it can happen that there's creeping in something extra. That's what's normally, I see that a lot of times. So it's not immediately, but after a while it comes back, it comes into the speaking. You can see it.
yeah,
Yeah. Nothing really, everything is lost. It's when it's what Tony Parsons said once, that something like that. They come to the border of the river, you could say.
hmm,
It's like a way of speaking, and then they run back because that really nothing. It's the being clear. It's something. It's really nice to be clear about everything. It's really, yeah, and it's so, I think it's sincere, being clear and talking about it and all that. Not, and suddenly there's something. It's not about everything is lost. Sometimes it's in that way. What I can remember when that everything was lost, there it's still that it's so embodied, all those ideas and concepts, and so they can arise, and maybe they're just, it's a story, but after a while those concepts come up and there's nothing going on about it, and they go. And sometimes when there's still someone who has that clarity, then there's suddenly there's doing something with it. It's so different.
Yeah.
And it can change again too, and then it's falling away. Everyone is different.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Mm.
Hi, Rose.
Hey,
Hi.
hi.
Are you feeling better? Did you recover completely?
Yeah, not all. There's still some coughing going on, but it's more
Okay,
energy.
that's good. I have no question. I just wanted to share something
Mm.
small. Like I was sitting in the park, beautiful day, drinking coffee with someone, and then I just say like something like, this is the wonder," because this is how it felt. Like it was this really nice, and it's like, "This is the wonder," and she looked at me. She said like, "Where?" And I said, Just all of it. This is just a wonder." And she said like, "No, this cannot be a wonder. It cannot be this." And it was very sweet. I mean, it's because it's
Yeah,
exactly like there's
yeah,
this anxiety, some kind of anxiety, like that. Yeah, there have to be something else. I mean, it was beautiful. Everything was
yeah,
perfect in that moment, and
yeah,
even then,
yeah. Yeah, that's so strong. It's so embodied. That's what I mean
yeah,
with embodied. It's not even in your brain, but it's that feeling.
no,
It's yeah,
no.
yeah, yeah,
I think
sure.
I thought it was very sweet because it was just simple thing like, well, there
Yeah,
have to be something else.
yeah. I remember I was always busy with things, and I was thinking like, this is not it, but what is it? And I thought, what a strange way to say it. And then, but I really felt like that. So it's the same. I recognize that.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. It's
and
strange
also,
that you have that. It's funny. Like how can you? But it's so strong. Yeah, in everything.
yeah, and especially where is it? Where is it? What do you
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Where is it? Yeah. Or what? What? Can I feel it too? Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
Oh,
it.
that's nice. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Just funny thing. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. when they're sitting here, there's also not having that clarity or not having that understanding of this. That's when they're sitting like this, there's just nothing going on. There's not even a clarity, nothing. It's just sitting, maybe looking at a class, and nothing more than that. And then suddenly there can be a question, and suddenly that talking arises and speaking about it. And then it falls away, and there's nothing left. Sitting, nothing more than that.
It's funny. I was just thinking it has nothing to do with clarity.
No.
No.
The clarity can arise, and then that's suddenly like that, and then it falls away, and it's nothing again. There's
Yeah.
nothing left. There's
Yeah.
just sitting, and just there is sitting, because it's not just sitting, it's sitting. And
Yeah.
that's what we normally just look for, something, a feeling or some free feeling or something, I don't know, special. And it's sitting, or the wall. It's that wall. God, it's stunning. It's alive. It's, how can I say it? And there's nothing special about anything. It's everything. It's that aliveness already. But when there's a looking for something, for me, in the end, then there's making it into, so, and it's like, it's, you could say it's moving to the background, and it's looking for something and being busy with that. And suddenly that being busy and all that can be for a second or what. It's just not, because it's so exhausting, and there can be for a second, it can just, no, not because of that, but just like that. And then suddenly like, oh, it's the only thing there is. It's just this. It's already. And then that whole thing comes back and goes on again, because it's so embodied and so normal in a way. Sometimes not even noticed, of course. Yeah.
It's so close.
It's even closer than
Yeah.
it's not even close in a way, because
No.
it's what it's that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's that laughing. It's that it's that, I don't know. It's that already.
Mm. Full on setting. That's, yeah. No.
Yeah.
Thank you
Yeah,
very
you
much.
can't do it. You can't do it. That's the
No.
frustration can
Yeah,
be.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
there can be really an understanding, like, yeah, that it's like that. And then trying to feel it, or trying to, oh, that's so, yeah. Yeah, of course.
Did you had a cold when you had a fever? Where was it? Were you cold?
Yeah, yeah, of course. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that was
yeah,
cool
yeah.
and warm and
Mm.
cold and warm. Yeah. Mm.
Yeah, I'm cold inside now.
I hear that with more people. Yeah. It's in that awful weather in Holland with the rain and cold. No, I don't know if it's like that. Well, no, maybe it's not even about that. Mm.
The sun is shining now.
Yeah, today it's different.
Yeah, butterflies are still flying in the garden.
Mm.
Thanks.
Mm. Oh. Somebody saying, so nice to hear you speak on this beautiful morning. Lots of love. Oh, oh thanks. Mm.
It's not possible to describe this.
No.
No. From
No.
yeah, sometimes this is sometimes still some Buddhist sentences are coming up like true nature, but it's not about true nature. There is no such thing as true nature.
No, I don't know what it is. It's much more simple.
Yeah.
That's the simplicity is stunning because it's so simple you can't even name it. It's just that it's everything. So it's changing. So how can you name it? It's just no. But we're so used to complication and trying to feel it and trying and doing and making it into words and saying it about that. And that's what we're used to. So this simplicity is so completely out of the story. That's nothing in your hands. It's just empty.
Yeah. Yeah, really nothing in
And
your hand. That's a nice
it's
spoken.
full. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Very nice to hear you.
Mm. Yeah. Mm. What he's saying, it's nothing appearing as clarity and distortion. Yeah. Yeah. It's not mine. There's nothing to do with Rose. There's no Rose. That's gone. That's strange to say, that's gone, but in a way it's also very, that's the freedom. There can be what we talked about yesterday, there can be characteristics and doing things in a certain way in the story without meaning. It's that's lost and or importance. So that characteristics can be more there. This is more a chaotic, fiery person. Well, so what? There's no meaning in that. So there can be that, and that, it doesn't matter. It's just different than it's unique. Everything is everyone. Every that body. It's just unique. So there's nothing better or worse or all that. There's nothing coming to add on what's going on. It's just not arising. It's lost. So there's nothing left. Well, it was already like that. That's the freedom, the joy of, oh my God, it was already like that. And there was so much into it, like being someone and looking at myself and being busy with what's going on and all that. It's making into something and seeing like, oh, this is, oh, I could be better. Oh, now it's going bad and all that. It's going into something. And then suddenly like, like no, it's not an explosion, but it's just, it didn't come back, that whole idea about I'm someone. And it's like, oh God, that's the freedom, but it doesn't feel like freedom. It's not a feeling or it's not a state or all that. It's just walking around in the story like before, you could say. But there's nothing going on like, oh, this is right, this is wrong, what should I do? Oh, that is wrong, all that. It's just not arising. It's very simple. It's not special at all. Nobody sees it, what I thought. It's not energy that's going and people think like, oh, what is there? No, it's not. It's very normal. It's just that. So this is more in the story about loss. We were trying to get something and trying to get rid of things, and it's about loss. But normally you don't want loss because that all those behaving and all those concepts, it feels like there's a need to control and being busy with that. And it's not in maybe it's not in the mind because a lot of people are clear about this. Well, it's embodied like yeah, there's a need to feel good or all that. And when that's gone, it's completely naked in a way. There's nothing going on trying to feel better. So it's when there's any feeling, and there can be any feeling, of course, because it's not mine, it's not in the body, it's just around somewhere. There's nothing going on trying to get rid of it or change it. It's that full on. It was already, but that whole construct trying to deal with it and all that is lost. Yeah. Well, when it's lost, it's it's forgotten it was there, and it's not being busy with that also. It's so normal. You forget. I forget. If you forget, I forget. It's I forget. I was always busy with myself and what's going on and how to deal and all that. And when that's lost, when that's not there, you forget it was there. So it's just normal. Or the comparing, all that. I don't know. When somebody say how it was like last year, last year, I can't even remember last week. So, or yesterday, it's just what was there yesterday? How did I feel? Yes, I don't know. Just I can't. No, I wouldn't say I can. So sometimes there is a remembering, of course, but no, there's not being busy with that. Mm. Since 10 years, I live alone, and every day there's the hope to meet someone to travel with. But I don't dare to talk with people. I feel shame because I'm alone, so nothing changes. This is a story, and it's a freedom to think that that's what's happening. What a boring story, and I would like to make it disappear. Well, in a way, you could say you're not alone because that's what we normally do. Looking at ourselves, I'm alone, there's not somebody next to me, and there's no connection and all that. There is that, that what is happening is, example, that wall, or maybe that glass of water, or the sitting. And the, you I could say it's intimacy, but it's not really like that. But it's that the looking for intimacy or being together with someone and all that, that looking and that longing for that, it's already there. It's already in the sitting, in whatever is happening. It's that. So that oneness, what is looking for in all kind of way in the story, like being together with someone or intimacy or all that, that one, that is it. So there's that looking for something which is already there, but it's in a complete different way of what you're looking for, because it's everything. It's that already. It has nothing to do with the story or with what's going on in circumstances and all that, because that's making it into something, and that's never enough. That's never all right or complete or all that. That's part of the story. That when there's looking into the story, there's always for a while, or and then it's not complete, and there's always something missing. It's not in the story. It's everything. Being that, trying to look for something that it's hiding. This is life is. You could say it's hiding by being everything, and that everything is. You can't even think about it, but it's that sound. What is in that? It's not even the words. It's that sound. It's that energy. It's the sitting. It's the moving in that way. It's exactly that. So there's nowhere to go. It's already that what you're looking for is already that what is what is happening. So it has nothing to do with being alone or other people or trying to find or feeling embarrassed or all that all kind of story we can be in. It has nothing to do. That can be a feeling. That feeling is it. It's that feeling complete as it is that that's the completeness or the sitting. It's very a simple way, and it's not a way, but it's very simple. And already the breath, or it's that full on, and then it's changing, and but it's not have meaning. It's not something. It's that energy is already. That's the stunning unconditional love. That there is only that unconditional love where we're looking for in a partner or someone to travel with or something else. That unconditional love is the only thing there is. Everything is that unconditional. There are no conditions. There's no way to how to be there or how to behave or what to do or all that. That's the story. It's a misunderstanding. It's already that sitting, the way that face is looking, breathing, 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 I said, sitting, typing. It's that. Already. It's that simple, and you can't even imagine, like, how can it be that? We're looking for something in the story and like that, and it's this. It's so simple. It's so stunning also, because that when there's no one, suddenly no one, there's suddenly like, oh, it's this. It doesn't have anything to do with circumstances, with the story, with whatever feeling is coming. It's that feeling. Is it that sensation somewhere? If it's felt in the body or not, it doesn't matter. It doesn't, nothing matters. It's just exactly how it's going already. So there's nowhere to go. It's this. Is that what is happening? Apparently, it's everything is empty. Well, it's full together. Is that feeling or that glass or sitting, the wall, coffee? It's that taste. That's it. It's already that.
Wonderful spoken. And I want to show you something
Mm.
also to the others. This is really a great book.
Oh. Oh, you have the book. Oh, God. Mm. Mm. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. So nice to meet you again.
Thank you, Rose.
Thank you. Mm.
Thank you.